Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my Week 12 previews and analysis. This video is for the game between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. This game will be played in Foxborough. It's your Sunday night football game this week. Both these teams coming off of primetime games last week. The Broncos beating the Chiefs and the Patriots losing to the Carolina Panthers. So you have both these teams not only looking to secure their divisions, which seems like less of an issue for the Patriots, but they're both jockeying for that all-important playoff position come January. And first off, with the Patriots, Alfonso Dennard's going to be out for this game, and also Steve Gregory, who is going to be out for an undetermined amount of time with that broken thumb. So the Patriots come in with a depleted secondary, which is obviously of concern when you're facing a team with the amount of weapons that the Broncos have. Even if Talib is able to somewhat hold down Demaryius Thomas, which I don't think is a given by any means, but let's say he is, how do they match up with the other weapons, with the Wes Welkers, the Eric Deckers, the Julius Thomases? How are they able to curb those weapons? I'm looking forward to seeing that Welker matchup versus his former team, obviously. From the Patriots standpoint, are they able to get any pressure on Manning? That's something that's been very hard to do here this year. Even though much was made when Ryan Clady went out, this offensive line from a pass protection standpoint really hasn't missed a beat. Are they able to get any push? They're sixth in the league in sacks with 32. The Chiefs were first in the league in sacks last week at the time they went up against the Broncos and had little success rushing the passer. Also, from a Patriots standpoint, I like the Gronkowski matchup against the smaller, quicker linebackers and the safeties of the Broncos. I like his ability to get position on them and to have a big day. On the flip side of that, though, I don't like the matchup of Shane Vereen versus these fast linebackers. That's usually a pretty big advantage when Vereen is in there, his ability to catch the ball against linebackers. Look for that to be somewhat negated. So look for Aaron Dobson or Kenbrell Tompkins to have to step up. I think you'll have Amendola, get his, 8 catches for 60 yards. I think that avenue will be there. But can one of these guys on the outside step up and provide some plays down the field? When you play Denver, you assume they're going to score points. They're going to score points quickly in some cases. Can you keep up with them? And to rely on 11, 12-play drives is tough sometimes. If the Patriots can do it, obviously you need up the clock. It's a serious advantage, but it's nice to have that luxury to be able to hit 1 or 2 big plays down the field, and can one of those young guys on the outside step up? I think that's been a problem for the Patriots in a lot of big games here in the last 5 years or so, getting a guy on the outside to step up to be able to score quickly. We'll see how that unfolds. The running game for both teams, we'll see how long they stick with it, see who can establish the running game. Obviously with these two prolific quarterbacks, if either of these teams could do that, it obviously would be a serious advantage. I just look at the fact the Patriots offense hasn't been vintage this year, and I have to think against a banged-up secondary, and if I don't expect the Patriots to put an over amount of pressure on Manning, I have to at least expect Denver to score 24 points at least. And from a defensive standpoint, are Von Miller and most notably Sean Phillips, who has 9 sacks this year, now playing opposite Von Miller, are they able to get pressure on Brady? I think that could be key as well in this game, because when Brady's been pressured this year, to go along with his lack of familiarity of his weapons, it's led to very low completion percentages in some of his games. So you're going to see all these different subplots take place. Never mind the Belichick, Manning sort of battle of wits here. Do the Patriots show their defensive front too early in some cases? Is Manning able to take advantage of it? Just a big game of chess that usually takes place when these two teams play each other. Always exciting football to watch. It is expected to be a little bit colder in New England on Sunday night, maybe down in the 20s. We'll see if that has a factor in the game as well. But overall, I know New England's coming off of a loss and coming back home, which usually means doom for whoever's playing them. But again, I think the Broncos are going to be able to score on them due to the injuries in the Patriots secondary, and I don't see, I haven't seen the consistency from that Patriots offense to think they could keep up with them and make big plays down the field when they need to. So I'll take Denver Denver -1, okay, in New England to beat the Patriots. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at @SNewsAnalysis. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I preview and recap every game every week, and I'm always talking the news of the day in the NFL. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.